Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. Fear grips Anambra citizens as corpse of an indigent is brought from Liberia. National Council of State orders state governments to desist from ill treatment of indigents of other ethnic groups in their states. Inauguration of probe panel for Nasarawa State's Governor Tanko Almakura investigation holds today. And the United States unsatisfied with the rationale behind Israel's shelling of a school in Gaza. Just to remind you that all our top stories are on our website, ChannelsTV.com, and on YouTube.com/channelsweb. Do visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. And we urge you to interact with the channel's Eyewitness feature on our Android, iOS and Windows 8 platforms. If you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and then follow the instructions. The probe panel constituted by the Nasarawa Chief Judge to investigate allegations against Governor Tanko Almakura has held its inaugural sitting in Lafia, the state capital. The panel was set up to investigate the governor over allegations of misappropriation and misconduct, which led to the impeachment move by lawmakers in the House of Assembly. The sitting was attended by all 7 members, despite the report of the resolution of 20 PDP lawmakers directing the Chief Judge to reconstitute the panel. The chairman of the probe panel, Mr. Yusuf Usman, denies knowledge of such a directive, saying that their sittings will be open to the public. Now, staying with politics, ahead of the August the 9th governorship election in Osun State, the People's Democratic Party flag bearer, Senator Iyiola Omishore, says he's optimistic about defeating the All Progressive Congress candidate. He was speaking at the palace of the Oni of Ife, Oba Okwade Shijuade in Ile-Ife. And as the party rounds off its tour of the 30 local government areas in the state, Senator Omishore says his victory is possible because the people of the state want change.
Political parties in Osun State are crossing the T's and dotting the I's as they call it a wrap on election campaigns ahead of the highly anticipated governorship polls. For the People's Democratic Party, the tour across the nooks and crannies of the state should be brought to a close in grand style. Little wonder Ile-Ife, the country home of the flag bearer, Senator Iyiola Omishore, is the last port of call. And as the team moved around from Modakeke to Yekemi and on to Ife East and Ife Central local government areas, the rapturous reception was the same. At the palace of the Oni of Ife, Imperial Majesty Oba Okwade Shijuade Olubushe I, Senator Iyiola Omishore and this entourage made a stop for royal blessings.
This is Iyiola Omishore territory. The Ifes are going to support him on the 9th. Osun is going to support him on the 9th. We are going to win on the 9th. We've been working in the field. We know what's happening in this state. Let them come out. We're ready for them. There's no going back. This state is PDP now.
Movement into the Enwa Square, venue of the rally, was almost impossible thanks to the crowd that turned up. This the party calls a sign of victory.
That's evidence of the population of sin. I'm the only one who campaign in Osun State. Others are doing rallies in stadia and outskirts. I've been doing neighborhood to neighborhood campaign, wall to wall, town to town, street by street. And this is just to show that when APC loses on the 9th of August, there won't be any stories.
If a student has really studied very well, prepared for an exam, he will have the confidence that he's going to pass his exam. And that is what we rely on.
PDP will get nothing less than 95% in Ife land. And we get nothing less than 65% in Osun State. I'm sure of this.
The governor-elect in Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, was not left out of the endorsement party.
Anoint, support, raise and confirm Omishore as the governor.
With prayers offered and manifestos reeled out by the party in all urban and rural areas of the state, the bulk now rests on the table of the electorate to choose who would lead them in 2015.
Well, there's a lot of anticipation in Osun State as the people anxiously await the day when they'll go to the polls to elect their governor. The Independent National Electoral Commission has already declared that it will adopt the same template it used in Ekiti for the Osun governorship election. On our big story tonight, our political correspondent Seun Okimbaloye takes a close look at some of the facts and figures.
Indomie instant noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
The battle for the control of Osun State in southwest Nigeria started several weeks ago. Although the quiet streets may be deceitful considering the preparations of the politicians for the contest. From streets to towns and different villages, rallies and campaigns are held, all to convince voters. Based on the 1991 census, Osun State has about 3.5 million people with 30 local government areas. From INEC's recent voter registration, the state has about 1.5 million voters, and of that number, there are more women voters in the state with 53% of the voting population. The politicians will look to fight for the over 1 million vote, but definitely their eyes will be on some of major local government areas of significant voting population. Some of these include Ife Central, Ife East, Alonga and Iwo local government areas. But ultimately, any politician who is able to get a maximum votes from Osogbo local government area, which houses the state capital, will have done very well, considering that it's about 3 or 4 times more than most of the local government areas in terms of voting population. On the streets, the expectations of the voters are high, and on their minds are hopes for a better future.
Someone who is going to work in Osun State and at the same time wouldn't allow people to suffer.
Government that is going to have a kind of administration that bothers about the welfare of the people.
There are 20 political parties running in the contest, but 3 of them are regarded as the top contenders. The first is the APC candidate Rauf Aregbesola, a 56-year-old seeking re-election and holds a WAEC certificate.
Our goal is to set our state on a course that will entrench development, peace, and progress, which will be irreversible forever. So it is for that reason and purpose that a second term is required.
Another is a Labour Party's candidate, a former chieftain of the PDP, and served at some time as a commissioner in the state. He holds a HND degree.
For any right-thinking man in Osun State, if you place the 3 of us, whoever, apart from sentiment, nobody is right-thinking man will not see any better candidate than myself. No, I'm saying it, I'm not just blowing my trumpet. But what I'm saying with my previous performance, I was a commissioner, I served 3 governors.
The People's Democratic Party candidate is Iyola Omisore, a former senator and a former deputy governor under Governor Bisi Akonde. From INEC's records, he is a PhD holder.
I'm a son of a king with a very stand pedigree. I'm not going to the streets. I'm going to provide leadership for people a stand second to none. I have a very stand unbiased and on unequal pedigree in this state. And without any signing modest, I stand to be corrected. And I'm going to leadership to my people.
These candidates have their eyes set on taking charge of the government house for the next 4 years. And as the election day draws closer, the race is becoming more intense, but the August 9 poll will be the decision day for the people of Osun State. For the big story, Seun Okimbaloye reporting for Channels Television News.
News at 10 returns. The federal government launches its first 10,000 mortgage home scheme. To join us again.